Well, got up at 7 this morning, pouring rain, laid back down, woke back up at 12:30, laid back down, and Donovan just woke me up. So, yeah, I'm okay. I just woke back up. It's rained all day, and uh, I tell you what, this has got me good. Oh, okay. I'm Cindy. It's it's just with me trying to do my thing out there on the deck. Uh, it's just I can't do nothing, and I can't. I can get in here on the computer and stuff, but that kind of gets old unless I'm talking to somebody. Of course, I did that live last night. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know, baby. Everybody thinks I ain't coming on today because I was on last night. But I was kind of concerned about some of the some of my subscribers talking about having a wellness check done, and I sure don't. I don't. I appreciate the salt, but I'm fine. Uh, I you know, funny thing is, my daughter, she fusses at me. Yeah, you know how I always was about picking up little bottles and saving little bottles and stuff. And she was always fussing at me about what you gonna do with them? What you gonna do with them little bottles? Crazy, you know. So what did she do? She come in. I didn't go to bed till 3:30 this morning, which is about normal for me. And she come in about 3 o'clock. She got done early. Uh, and she comes in and she gives me this. A little Tabasco sauce bottle. That's a cutie. That would go in my collection. She brought me a little bottle. It's got Tabasco sauce in it, it's sealed and everything, but I don't think I'll open it. I like these little bottles. Even my instant bottles, I'm saving. I ain't gonna save all of them, but I may not get nobody in here but you, Cindy. I don't know. Uh, but I don't know. My routine is so screwed up with all this rain and everything. How do you get the labels off of these little? And I said what I said because you needed under your ass about things, which it did. The other person in the chat that they was talking about the wellness shit. Oh, I'm not offended by anything anybody said, and yes, I need a fire under my butt. Um, I'm just I'm just gonna have to. Why in the world did I get that off of that other one? That's supposed to come off of there. But no, I'm not. The thing about a wellness check, those things, uh, that's a good thing in a way, but also it can bring unwanted, oh, my goodness. Ah, my feet are I got that label off, see. A wellness check, I've seen wellness checks gone wrong. And what worries me, if somebody come in here to check on me and they see my bed over there with no sheet. Now, I am putting a sheet on that thing tonight. But I mean, our routine around here is so screwed up, and it would be very easy. We are dysfunctional. This family is dysfunctional, and it's mainly because, uh, well, first let me say this: my daughter was born in 1970, so 50 years ago, all of a sudden, instead of just me and my wife, it was me, my wife, and my daughter. 2 years later, my son was born in 72. So then it was the four of us. And it stayed like that till uh, my son died in 86. We were devastated. Uh, and my daughter was acting up and stuff, and she uh she went away to listen, and how she did this I don't know. I think it was called the Job Corps. Some counselor or something. This was for somebody that was disadvantaged. She wasn't disadvantaged. She wasn't disadvantaged. So I don't know how she pulled that off, because we were okay. We had a little money, and had a nice savings account and all that, and had a nice business going and everything. And how she got that convinced she was disadvantaged, but they sent her to someplace in Kentucky. And she claimed it's kind of like college, but it's not. They teach them a trade. And she, she, well, I didn't think you would. I just wanted to tell you, that I appreciate it and all that. But what I'm trying to say, with our family, when my daughter went away, and then she come back pregnant, she had that baby, my oldest grandson, Donovan. Uh, and we were, at one point, I was really ticked off and everything. And then all of a sudden, we got this baby. And we were so glad to have him. So I've never had, then along came Joey, another grandson. And they was here. They was all right. We was here. We was like the Waltons in a sense. We was all right here in this one house. And then she had Jaden. I never had an empty nest. I never had nobody leave the nest except my son, and he died. So I still never had anybody just up and leave. Then all of a sudden, my middle grandson, he slept. I tell this girl, maybe she quit telling her that she stole my grandson, but she stole my grandson. He doesn't live here anymore. I only see him maybe once a month. He's he's proposed to her, give her a ring and all that stuff. I was gonna try and get a picture of it, and can't believe he paid that much for that diamond ring. Golly, man, he paid $1,500 for that thing. A1 ring. I only paid a couple of $100 for my wife's engagement ring and the wedding ring. They only paid, and my wife bought my wedding band. I don't know if that was proper or not. It was white gold, and it said it was engraved and everything. But $1,500 for a ring. But anyway, I'm just saying, I never. Hey, spaceman. Buckle down the hatch, Andy. Nasty storm passing through right now. Thanks. Thunder intense. It's just raining here every once in a while. We'll hear it, but guys, I've never had an amp, and so this family, it's really, it's not. But people could construe us as not good, not a good environment for a kid like Jaden. And that was the first thing that comes to our mind. If somebody, I mean, they could come in here and take your kids. They could come in here, and if they thought I was being abused, they could force me into a home of some kind. Stuff like that. And that she's in Massachusetts. I've always wanted to go to Massachusetts. I almost went to Massachusetts. That's a weird deal. We had at that time we was gonna go to Massachusetts. We was gonna take a vacation. I was closing up my shop for a week, and there was this lady that worked for me. They were from PA. We become great friends. We were so. I mean, the family was. We did everything together. If we wasn't going to their house on Saturday night, they was coming to our house, and we was playing. Usually, we was playing rook, but we was close. They had two. When I first gave her a job in 1983, she only had one child, a girl named Marlena. But we were extremely close. We did everything together, and guess what? I've done lost my train of what I was talking about. Uh, we, I hate that. I hate that. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to make a point, and I done forgot what my point was. I think it just killed me now. What was my point going to be? But we've become great friends. Our families were so close that there was people. I had other employees that was always, I don't know what to call it. I had this one lady come up to me. Her name was Dinah, and her mother worked with me too. Her mother was a seamstress, and Dinah was helped me cut fabric and stuff. And Donna, the lady we were so close with, she was a seamstress. And at one time, I was so busy, I had a second shift going in my business, and it was called Southern Styles. Uh, we manufactured van seats. We designed, built, manufactured these seats for these luxury vans. You know, they had sofas and all that stuff, and we did all that. And point is, you need to stop being stubborn and getting the proper help you need. Yep, you're right. You're right. But guess what? Now I got my, what did I do? Oh, I actually put some stuff up a while ago. I don't even. What did I do? I put them up. Well, that's unusual. Stuff usually sits around for a few days before I put them right there. I got my needles. And boy, I'm tell you what, I don't want to jump on that doctor at the VA. He's an old man. He's 70 something, but he's got my stuff so screwed up. I can't even test my blood sugar now because I don't have any test. They haven't sent me test strips in months. And that's another thing I'm gonna jump. I'm making a list. He's gonna hear about this. He needs to get off the pot. You know what they say? Do it or, well, they say shit or get off the pot. And he's not. It's just so many things I'm not getting now that I was getting. And you know, it's great that he's still working at his age and everything. But if it's hindering my health and my well-being, you know, something's something's gotta give. And I like him, and I can't even pronounce his cotton picking name. What is that name? Oh, let me see. Okay. His name is Louis Narden. Nardell. Now, the doctor I had before him at the VA was a lady. And I liked this lady, but I wasn't comfortable around her because I tend to ask if somebody's got a job or something, hey Angie, and I ask questions. Some people tell me my questions are inappropriate. This lady doctor, can't remember her name now. She dressed in, some people dress casual. She was triple casual, plus uh, she was a lesbian, and it was, you could tell, just by the way. Most of the time, that's correct. You can tell. And when something really interests me, how inappropriate it might be, I ask questions. And I just flat out asked her one day. I said, Doc, are you a lesbian? And what was her answer right? And I think she said, does it matter? I said, not really. I think I told her not really, unless it's catching. I said, I don't want to change my orientation. Something like, but she really didn't mind, but I ask questions people say I shouldn't ask. And so maybe I'm inappropriate that way. Maybe I ask questions that I shouldn't be asking. Maybe it's none of my business, but I like to know things like that. There I've got three insulin balls. I'm gonna figure out a way to take that cap off and stick something in these things just for a little thing. Maybe even send them to my subscriber after I get them down. Maybe, I don't know. They're cute little bottles, and for those that wasn't in there a while ago, my daughter always was fussing at me for picking up little bottles and bringing them home and stuff. And then she gets home last night. She gets off early. She got home at about 3:30, 3 o'clock in the AM. And she brings me this cute little bottle. Tabasco, and it's got Tabasco sauce in it. Cute little bottle. That's going in my collection. I love my little bottles. And I don't have all the bottles I had at one time. I've still got a little collection. All right. Wonder where number one. Yeah, she's not. Well, to start with, I didn't start my live stream till 5:30 because I was sleeping. My grandson come in here and woke me up. But it's because I got up this morning around 7 o'clock, and the reason I got up at 7, my daughter came in here and she had brought me a breakfast from somewhere, and it was good. It had the eggs and the hash browns and all that stuff, and grits. And I ate that. And then I went over here and looked at the weather, and sure enough, it's pouring rain. So I go back to bed till around 12:30 noon. And I look out the door, it's pouring rain. I look at the radar, and it's socked in. And then so I went back to sleep, and I didn't wake back up till a while ago. My grandson come in. Poppy, are you all right? Yeah, I'm all right. I said, what time is it? 5:30. I said, this is Saturday. So I get up, and I ain't gonna prove it, but I'm in my drawers. So, my day's really been screwed up, and I guess it's probably, I don't know if it'll ever start raining anymore. Dadgone, I'm so sick of this, and I can't get out and do nothing, and I want to get out and ride around and stuff, and if it's a little spicy, I would say. I never could. Most Tabasco sauce I've ever eaten, well, it's 1/8 of a fluid ounce, and it is spicy. But Tabasco's been around a long time. I wish I could get me some of them little bitty Coke bottles and 7-Up bottles. They were about this size too. Uh, but I love my little bottles. But I'm gonna come up with something on these things. I thought these were plastic at first, but they're glass, and I think this Tabasco is, yeah, it's glass too. It's glass too. Oh, boy, I sure like my needles now. All I have to do is get up, and go get one out of the refrigerator. I've got about 20 needles already loaded. Which reminds me, did I even take my? Yep. Matter of fact, it's time to fill my. I got one more dose. That's tonight. I'd like to have one of them. This is just this is just 2 doses a day thing. I need one that's 3, because I take my morning dose, then I take one pill that's gabapentin uh in the middle of the day, and then I take my evening dose. Now my evening dose, the only pill that's in my evening dose uh that's prescription pill is that I don't even see my. I got a I got one there, and it starts with the H, and that's for blood pressure or something like that. Everything else on my evening dose is like fish oil and vitamin D and um, a, a, a stool softener. Well, the gabapentin's prescription too. I forgot about that one, but most of that evening dose is my elective. In other words, the stuff that the doctor told me to take vitamin D. But when it's not raining, I get a lot of sun. I get a lot of sun when it's not raining. But I sure got. I wish I could wear this. I wish I could get that blocked out. I'm looking at my disabled veteran hat that I don't wear anymore. That is a neat hat. Neat hat. Oh, wish I still had my. I had a vacuum cleaner that it's kind of a handheld, but it's cordless. You just charge the battery. But that thing, that that vacuum cleaner was one of the items that got stolen from us. And it phenomenal. It's great for removing pet hair and all that stuff. I don't have a vacuum cleaner now, and that cotton picking thing, I was decided I was going to try and buy one. Well, I went and looked. It come off Amazon. I went and looked. The price is not going up. It's $124.99. And that's expensive for a little handheld, but it did the job. And I got to looking around here, and I got little pet hair here and there that you really have to work at to get it cleaned up. And sometimes I look at my dog. I said last night when she got home, I wish I didn't have her. And I was talking to Bailey about Bailey, my dog. It's not that I don't love her and everything. I wish I'd have never got her, and I wish, it's just so, it's not hard to take. Hey, Lisa Kleckner. Boy, I can't wait to get back outside when it's not raining and see what all kind of problems I'm going to have. But my dog, she sheds, she's a little short-haired thing. And I guarantee you, I can take this hat off here, and I'd find little, I don't know if you can see them on there or not. Can you see the pet hair? Yeah, you can see it. Look at there. See that? Always got pet hair. And the only thing I found that I can clean them off with is a little piece of foam rubber, and I can rake across there, and it pulls that hair off. I don't want to brush off. And this brush that I use, it's a pet brush, but it's not for Bailey, it's for me. And I'm constantly brushing my hair with it when I got hair. I'm gonna get my head shaved again. But I look in that, and that gonna bring. I see little Bailey hair on that here and there, So that her hair gets everywhere. I can't imagine how my baby sister. She she's got 5 dogs, and they're all long hairs. I don't know how she keeps up with that. But my baby sister, this is the one that was an illegitimate child that my mother had in 1963. And I never seen her. She when that girl was born, she never went home. Mama, she gave her up right that day. And Mama's lawyer that handled the adoption, he pulled a sneaky. The lawyer's secretary, her and her husband couldn't have children, and she adopted her. Well, Mother didn't know that. Nobody knew that till I found out. But I didn't find out about this girl. I knew about her, but I didn't know where she was at. And her ex-husband found me on the internet. He sent me an email one day, and he says, "I think my ex-wife is your sister." And sure enough, she was, because then he sent me a clipping from a newspaper about my stepfather that passed away. and he was thinking that my stepfather might be her dad, but he wasn't. My stepfather was he was sick. He had tuberculosis and all that, and mother had an affair. I don't know if it was an affair or a fling or what. I never know what mama done did escape or done, uh, but I found the girl. But the thing about her name's Carol, and my older sister Carolyn was born in '42. Uh, and her name's Carolyn. Now my baby sister, her name is Carol, and it's kind of a cliche. I'm the first one, and she's the last one. I'm the beginning, and she's the end. Mama had 9 children that we know about. I think there was one before me. I think Mama had a baby at 14. Of course, I never confronted Mama about that. My Mama's sister, that's a couple of years younger than my mama, she's flat out denies it. But I don't know. But the fact remains, Granddaddy, Mama's daddy, told George, my brother, that Mama had a baby at 14, that her and Grandma walked down to the hospital when Mama was in labor. They lived pretty close to it. Had the baby and walked back home. Now, there's no reason for George to concoct this story, but he said Granddaddy told me that. Had I known that back when Granddaddy was still alive, I would have asked him about it. I like Granddaddy Hope. Actually, I liked him better than I did my Granddaddy Pearson, because my Granddaddy Pearson wasn't, he wasn't approachable. You just didn't carry on conversation with him. And Granddaddy Hope, you did. Who's having a surgery? Lisa, Lisa, you have, dadgone it. How come I keep missing stuff? See, guys, this is why I like to have private chats with you people. Because when I have a private chat, I'm sitting here, you're on one side of the screen, I'm on the other, and we're talking back and forth like we're right there in front of each other. And I can understand a lot of the language. A lot of the comments here I miss. Dadgone it. I think I remember you were sick or something. Dadgone it. When I just got on. Dadgone it. I'll tell you what, used to when I had to go in the hospital, it didn't bother me because I never went in with anything that I was hurting or just out of it. Never happened till that time I had till the COVID access when I was out of it, I didn't know what. Now when I went in for my toe amputation, that was kind of weird. I had this nurse, just loved her. Her name was Crystal. She played high school softball, and that's the only time I was in the hospital that I wasn't, when they was wanting to discharge me with my toe, when my toe was amputated. I didn't want to go. I don't want to see her one more time. which wasn't going to happen. And sure enough, when I was sitting in there, the last day I was there, sitting in there with my daughter and my grandsons, and waiting on some paperwork to go home, and uh, in walks Crystal. She come to visit, not as a nurse, but as a friend. I just love that girl, and I stayed up with her till something happened with my Facebook page, and I haven't seen her anymore. Um, she was what they call a travel nurse. She'd sign a contract with a hospital to work for them so long. Then she'd go to another hospital. She just went to different hospitals. And she was about to leave the hospital I was in and go somewhere else. She went to one in Texas. But that's the only time that I wasn't ready to go because I wanted to see Crystal. And she's just a wonderful person. And I think I might have offended her, but my daughter, she was sitting there, we was talking, and my daughter says, "Oh, he flirts with all these nurses," and I said, "I never flirted with with you." I was talking to Crystal, and she was almost hurt that I didn't flirt with her, but it wasn't. It was like just a wonderful person that I just dearly love, and you don't flirt. You don't flirt with. Well, what am I trying to say here? Hey, Willow, look at my little bottle my daughter brought me. I'm still in the bottle, my little Tabasco sauce bottle. Wonderful little bottle. I didn't come on at 5:30. I was sleeping the day away. It's been pouring rain out there all day, I guess. Um, but but folks, back to I'm fine. I'm 80. I'm 80 and counting. Um, uh, the situation not being what I want because of being, feel like almost I'm a shut in. Uh, it was respect, not the flirt. Yeah, that puts it right. I mean, I just love that girl, and uh, well, I would love to see her again. Probably never happened. But I remember her coming in and she was talking, and she was rebandaging my toe, the one that was amputated and all that stuff. And we just got to talking, and I just, hey, gosh, I want to cry because I won't get to see her again. Probably not. But even today, after I was discharged, I did get to see her again because she sent me an email and said, "I'm getting off at such and such a time. Uh, let's do breakfast." And she's married, and she took me out and bought me breakfast. And somebody said, "That's somebody's wife." Well, yeah, I know a lot of people that's somebody's wife, but I still feel extra close to them. And by the way, it just come back to me the point I was trying to make a while ago about that lady that worked for me that I was so close with. We were so close that couple of my employees had a problem with that. And this one lady, Dinah, she was upset that I started this second shift, and I made Donna my floor lady, or she run that second shift. It was seamstress sewing, just sewing stuff, you know. We were so busy with the van seats and stuff. And Dinah was standing there with tears in her eyes, and she's saying, "Everybody knows what you and Donna's doing." I told her, I said, "Well, that's news to me. Would you tell me what it is we're doing?" But, you know, when you really, why can't you love somebody, especially if it's opposite sex? Why can't you love them without it being, uh, extramarital? You know, I did. And even today, the feeling is still there for me. Maybe not so much for her, but when we just kind of, because her and my wife they were just extraordinarily close friends. And I still feel close to Donna, and I talk to her every once. I hadn't talked to her since I had COVID done. I maybe need to call her up. She lives across town. But if you feel close to somebody, all of a sudden somebody wants to make something out of it, you know. And all you ladies here, I love all of you ladies. Now there's one of you, and I ain't talked to her in a while. I wonder what's going on with her. I wonder what, maybe she didn't like the flirting. But I'm gonna have to try and get hold of her. That's bugging me. How do you find a like button on a cell? On a cell phone? Oh, you don't, do you? You must be on a cell. I can't do nothing on a cotton picking phone. I didn't have Donovan's got my phone in there. He keeps my phone because he knows I don't answer it, and he'll answer it when it rings. Plus, the only way I can get onto my bank account now is on that cotton picking cell phone. This new bank I went to, Current, they don't have a well, what do you call it? A website, or so to speak. But all right, Lisa, I missed it. When are you going in the hospital? It was respect, not the flirt. I think Christmas took it as I didn't like the way she looked or something, so I didn't flirt with her. But I thought she was beautiful. I loved the way she looked. But I just loved her. She was like a sister. I never had a sister that I was as close to as I felt with Crystal. And I don't know why. I do now, well, maybe not so much. I hadn't seen my sister, my first sister, the one that was born the year after me. I hadn't seen her, and she lives just across town. I hadn't seen her in years. I talked to her when I had COVID there once. And if you exit out of the live chat, it will go to the homepage. There is like a dislike button. Oh, you're in now. Oh, gee, dadgum. Wish I could come see you. Yeah, think I remember you start talking about that. See, my mind's not all together. Oh, but no, I didn't start this live chat till 5:30. I've been sleeping all day, and right now I'm looking out my window through the blinds, and I think I might see some sunshine. But I ain't going out there. I'd have to get completely dressed to do that, and I won't try to go out there again till in the morning. God, I hope it stops raining. I am so sick of this. We got a hurricane somewhere. I don't think it's a threat, at least not right now. Yes, we can, Cindy. It just got sent there. Um, but folks, I don't know what the world y'all see in me. Oh, oh, hold on. Hey, Donovan, Donovan.
Yes, sir.
What was that guy's name on that cash app?
Stephen something or other.
Who?
Stephen?
Dustin?
Stephen. Stephen.
Stephen something. Okay. I just wanted to thank him so much for that. He sent me some money on Cash App. I forgot I even had Cash App. If you got Cash App, you can send money to somebody else that got Cash App and everything. And Stephen, I'm gonna have to. He told me on that one video yesterday. He said check my Cash App, so I did, and I appreciate it, my friend. I really do. And see that a donation like that, um, I get it instantly, and it the whole amount, and YouTube don't get a part of it. I don't know why YouTube feels like they ought to collect. Why YouTube feels like they should get part of a super chat or something. That don't make no sense to me. I mean, YouTube's making a killing. Plus they get to sit on it, till you reach a certain threshold and stuff like that. Plus they're making money off the ads. And I've noticed another thing. When I do a live stream like this, I'll immediately go in that right after it's over, and I make some adjustments, and I monetize it. But it takes about 10 or 12 hours before they'll let me monetize it, because they put it in there as limited, because there's something not permitted by YouTube, which is a crop, because there's nothing in there, and I have to go in there and check. I have checked, and then request a review, and then they have to review it, and it takes about 10 hours before I can monetize it. And yes, I do monetize these live streams, because if people want to go back and look at them and stuff, you ate blessed with a generous friend. Yeah, anyway, I appreciate it so much, my friend. Stephen, there he is. There he is. Stephen, but I appreciate it so much, my friend. And I, I don't know what I'm going to do. I wish I could save money up, but I have trouble. Uh, things come up, and we got another bottle on it. Yeah, I didn't know I had that one. Yeah, Stephen, or is that Stefan? And that last name is D-U-N-T. I started to say Bernthal. Anyway, that's 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 the fella right there. And there's his picture. Got a beard. His beard looks better than mine. Mine's all ragged and uh no, I think I need to shave. But most time when I shave, where is my? I'm gonna get my daughter to cut my hair and shave and give me a shave all at the same time. Um, but yeah, guys, these donations stuff. And when I say donations, I'm talking about the monetary part of it. I'm talking about being here on my live streams and stuff, and just donating your time and stuff to me. Uh, it just means a lot to me. It brightens my day, especially days like this. You know, gosh almighty, I can't stand this. But I'm still on my first cup of coffee, and it's hot. This cup, I have. Are you there, dear? That sent me this cup, and it's been through the mill. It's been dropped. Matter of fact, I had it on my scooter that time I swerved real sharp to miss a car that I thought was going to hit me. And I flipped it over. And of course, I flipped me, my coffee, the whole 9 yards over. As you can see where this thing, see that skint line around there? That's where it was rolling down the road when I flipped it over. Oh, that was the one time I fell and did something and the camera was rolling. Boy, I flipped that thing over. And I felt so bad for the lady. It wasn't her fault. It was mine. You know, I was running down the middle of the road and I seen her coming. My peripheral vision caught her vision over and my just reflex, I just flipped it and I flipped it real sharp and it flipped over. It wasn't her fault. And she was scared to death. It done hurt, man. No, ma'am. And she helped me get my scooter back up, and that was back when I could walk. Oh, but yeah, Stephen, he helped me out there. Um, I I done lost my train of thought again. Anyway, I appreciate everybody uh stopping by and me getting a late start and everything, and we'll see you guys again on Friday or Wednesday. That'll be hump day. Um, and it seems like I always got somebody that comes in no matter what day. Uh, but maybe we can have a live chat, a private live chat sometime, my friend. Right off the top of my head, I don't know that much about you. Um, if that's a recent picture, you don't look. You might be in your 30s or 40s. Um, but I got a lot of subscribers on here that have health issues. Um, yeah, I understand, Sandy. I still don't know why people find me interesting. Of course, I know a lot of them, but I don't care if I ever get any more or not. I like the way it is. I would like to earn more money on the uh, YouTube, but you know what? I don't understand how they price them ads. They're not. Uh, you might get on some of those ads. You might get 2 cents. Uh, but Paul on Scrap and Pallet Man, Paul was telling me one time, said he's made on some videos, he got so many views that he was making like $100 off of one video. I don't know what he averages out because he gets so many views that it's hard for him to do a live stream with comments because it goes by so quick you can't read them. It goes by so fast, and he can't talk. He can talk to some of his subscribers, like he talks to me, um, which I consider an honor that he takes time out of his day um, to talk with me, given how many 170,000 subscribers. I cannot wrap my brain around that. I got, what have I got here? Right now I'm showing 13. Well, I talked to all 13 of y'all. I can't talk to 300 or 400 of you, or in some cases, thousands. Uh, I like being able to talk with you guys and know know who you are and everything. This is the most I have ever used my cell ever. Well, I don't use my cell unless I need to check my bank account, my balance, something. I have to get my grandson Donovan to do it. Um, and when I go to the doctor or the podiatrist, Donovan Donovan is my ears. He goes with me when I have to check out at the vet and stuff. He takes care of all that. He and I see. I can't understand a word that doctor says. I don't hear it that good, but Donovan does. And Donovan, he's loud. His voice is loud, and I can understand. Even when Jennifer's telling me something, I have to get Donovan to repeat it to me because he's the only one I can really hear and understand. I can understand Jaden for the most part, uh, but but Donovan's my ears. He he pushes me on my wheelchair into the doctor's office. And by the way, did I tell you all my britches fell down around my ankles when I was at the doctor? I was going in the door. The doctor wasn't in there yet. Her assistant was in there. Her name's Patsy. Her name's Patsy, and her son is a teacher at school, and he's a retired Army veteran, and he teaches ROTC at school and all that stuff. And my podiatrist, her name is Laurie Hoon, and she's got 2 children. She just had one along about December. And she's kind of on the young side. She may be 30. Now I flirt with Laurie. I flirt with Laurie. Matter of fact, I did a video about her one time saying my doctor is a hottie. And her husband's a doctor also. He is a cardiologist. Is that what to say for the heart doctor? Yeah, he has his own he's in Leesburg, which is a town over from us. That's a lot of drive time. But I am making some notes, but matter of fact, what did I do with my notes? I can't. Oh, there's some of them old. I need to get rid of them. Some of them needle saws they're using that everybody got on telling me about. Got the ball rolling, but I'm gonna put them away right now. But you know what? Dadgone, I just thought of something. I wonder if that'll work. I wonder. I can't. My camera button right here, you see that shiny? That's a hole that's in that rubber. So that means my camera's not waterproof anymore. And I can't start it. And it gets that hole in there because I stick my fingernail on it and it just eventually cuts a hole in there. But I'm wondering, and I have to have a little stick thing. Oh, I might, hold on a minute. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna work. See, I can stick that in there like that. See there? It started. See me? Now, GoPro turn off. What about that? Now I need to find me a couple more of these so I have a couple of extras. But what are you doing that for? GoPro turn off. I hope it ain't doing its thing again. This camera's just about wore out. Why is it not turning off? GoPro turn off. This will be the second one of these GoPros that I've wore out. I've got another one. It's the GoPro. It's a cheaper version of this one that I have. And as you can see that hole right there, same thing, but it still works. Well, it's coming on. Yeah, there it is. See, it works too. But it does some crazy stuff. It does some crazy stuff. I can use it in an emergency and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. GoPro, stop recording. There it goes. I'm almost wishing I had a regular camera, an SLR, single lens thing. Is it going to turn on? GoPro, turn off. There it goes. I like this. I don't put it on my hat anymore because lots of times it don't work. I'll still use it. What I like to have is two, one on the hat and one I carry around on this. This thing clamps on everything. And I can be sitting there and talking to it like that. But I've noticed some of these bigger channels, them jokers, they have like 3 and 4 cameras when they're doing a video, but that means you got different files and different cameras. That's going to get too complicated for the dogger. Yes, it is. Boy, I wish I'm hungry. I am hungry. I have not eaten. I ate a piece of cheese this morning, and that's all I've eaten. Oh, I sure hope it's not raining tomorrow. Now I'm gonna get rid of a lot of stuff out there. Hey Maggie. We all have access to our own medical files. We do. Well, I'm sure going to this doctor with a list. I got a list, and I don't want to be impolite or anything, but I am peed off about the whole situation. Now, I don't know if it's just a slip or if she's just too old to be doing the doctor's thing anymore. I don't know. And he's skinny as a rail. That makes me jealous. Hey Maggie, not to drop and say hello. Have a huge problem at the moment. Hugs, dear, and I hope you get that problem straightened out. These problems come and go. Mostly they come. Why all you eat is cheese? Well, it's convenient. I don't have to prepare it. All I got to do is roll the paper back and take me off a chunk, and I like it. But this time I'm actually gonna go in there and fix me. I'm gonna fix me 3 eggs, grits, and sausage, and I'm even gonna do some toast. But my days, it's not been where is it? There it is. My day's not been normal. You know, I got up at 7. My daughter woke me up with a tray. She got me breakfast somewhere, and man, that was good. It was 3 eggs. It was hash browns and grits and toast. I wolfed that down, and that's what I'm going to have for supper around 7:30. And in case anybody didn't see my little bottle, I want before I go my little Tabasco sauce. And you know, my daughter was always fussing at me for getting these little bottles. I always, what are you gonna do with them? What are you gonna do with them? Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I got them. And then she comes in and brings me one. She brings me one, bless her heart. She didn't. She got off at about around 3 o'clock this morning. Normally she don't get off till 7, but when she goes into work, uh, she's overnight, and she uh, they have so much new stock coming in every day that she has to put up. She has certain departments, and she gets her department done, and she can go home then, or she can stay and help somebody else with theirs. Personally, I think she ought to stay as long as, I mean, she went in early last night so because she could get some more extra time. For some reason, they changed their mind and won't let her work overtime. But then she gets hers done. Then instead of staying and keeping up and getting that extra overtime, she comes home. Power might get cut off. Haven't got enough money to put. What? Rate was raised. Oh gosh, I hope not, Maggie. Oh, boy, I tell you what, shit, we just got our light bill. It's about $430 for the month. Crazy. But gee whiz, that's awful. I don't know what your bill is. I hope it's not as much as ours. Um, I remember somebody next door neighbor. They come cut his power off because he hadn't paid his bill. So he figured out how he could go back out there and turn it on. And he went out there and turned it on. And this was at night. And I was sitting, this has been years ago, I was sitting on the porch. And all of a sudden I seen this big explosion. He got something crossed up. And it killed the whole block. Everybody's power in the block went off. He got the bunch trouble. I remember that. And you know, when it's like that and there's that big bright flash, you're temporarily blind. But there was a big explosion. I don't know what it burnt the side of his house and everything. But he didn't get away with that. He didn't get away with that at all. I can't remember that guy's name. I didn't know him too well, but I knew him good enough to say, "Well, I'll fix that. I'll turn it back on." They were supposed to cut him some slack or something, do something different. They didn't do it, so he turned it back on for a few seconds. But he was right there at it when it went. He thought he was going blind. But that was just temporary. All right, guys, I've been yapping long enough. Good gosh almighty, hour and 19 minutes. I appreciate all y'all dropping in, and I'll see you on Hump Day, and I'm working on a video. Love you all, and Stephen, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. Will, all of you, Cindy, Lisa, gosh, hope you get out of there soon, girl. Got some more plants I need to look at, but I'm not going to be doing a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about doing, but we'll get to that. But everybody be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. And now I got to find my friend. I got too much stuff on. I don't know why that stuff's still on here because I'm not using the paid. I'm not using the paid live stream, But I guess because it's already on my thing, I can't put anything new on there. But I'm not going to go back to the paid live stream until they decide, because they give me 20 hours a month free. Now, some people I know, they do. I need to shut up and close this thing out. Love you guys. Have a good one. I'm going to go fix me some supper. It's supper time.